By the time most people figure out money they've already lost years they can't get back. These 7 mistakes cost the average 20-something over $200,000 in lifetime wealth. Let me draw every single one. When you're in your 20s, it doesn't feel like you're making big financial decisions. It feels like you're just trying to survive. You're trying to get your first job, your first paycheck, maybe pay for school, maybe deal with family responsibilities, maybe move out on your own. Money feels temporary, flexible, replaceable, and because it feels like that, the decisions you make don't feel like the kind of decisions that could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars later. But the truth is, they do. And they do it quietly, not in one huge moment, but in 1,000 little actions, habits, and decisions that slowly reduce your future wealth without you even noticing. The first mistake is lifestyle inflation. It sounds simple, but it's the single biggest trap people fall into without realizing it. Imagine you go from earning a small salary to earning a much better one. You feel proud. You feel like you can finally breathe. And you earned that raise. But the moment income goes up, spending starts creeping right behind it. You get a slightly better phone, you start eating out a bit more often, you buy nicer clothes because you feel like you deserve them. You start upgrading small parts of your life, a better chair, a better bed, a better car, a better apartment, because it finally feels like you can afford to enjoy things. But the problem isn't those things individually, it's the pattern. If every time your income increases, your expenses increase at the exact same pace, then your savings stay flat forever. No matter how much you earn, you never actually get financially ahead. Many people hit their 30s or even 40s and look back wondering, why am I still living paycheck to paycheck? I'm earning way more than I used to. The reason is lifestyle inflation. It's invisible while it's happening. You don't realize it until you look back and see that every raise you ever got simply increased your lifestyle, not your net worth. The solution is deceptively simple but extremely powerful. Every time your income rises, automate 50% of that increase into savings or investments before you even see it. If you get a $400 raise per month, automate $200 into an investment account and let it disappear without ever reaching your spending account. You adjust your lifestyle slowly, reasonably, and safely, but you still keep the majority of the growth for your future. This single habit can change the entire direction of your life. Most people never do it. And the ones who do end up becoming the people others later call lucky, when in reality they were just disciplined. The second mistake is not having an emergency fund. This mistake is something almost every 20-something makes, not because they don't want to be responsible, but because they underestimate how unpredictable life can be. When you're young, you think you'll recover fast from anything. You think you'll always find a way, but life doesn't wait for you to be prepared. One car repair, suddenly your budget collapses. One medical bill, suddenly you're drowning in debt. One job loss, suddenly your rent becomes a source of panic instead of stability. And when you don't have a safety net, every unexpected expense becomes a debt problem. And not just any debt, credit card debt, usually at 22% interest, which is one of the fastest ways to drain your future wealth. People often assume emergency funds are optional, something to think about later, something they'll build once they have extra money. But the reality is the emergency happens first and then the debt follows. Once you're stuck paying 22% interest, it can take years to escape that hole. An emergency fund is like a safety net below a tightrope. You don't think about it when you're walking, but you're grateful for it every time life shakes the rope. The rule is simple: 3 months of expenses in a separate account, untouched except for emergencies. It doesn't have to be built overnight. Even $20 or $30 a week slowly builds a net strong enough to prevent a financial collapse. It creates stability, it reduces anxiety, and it saves you from thousands of dollars in interest that would otherwise drain your future. The third mistake is ignoring your credit score. Most people don't understand how powerful and expensive this one number can be. Your credit score is not just a financial score, it's a price tag attached to your future. Think about this: a 580 credit score versus a 750 credit score on a $300,000 mortgage. Same house, same income, same bank. The only difference is the number, and that difference costs you around $100,000 more over 30 years. That's not a small mistake. That's a life-changing amount of money gone simply because you didn't take care of your credit early. When you're young, it seems irrelevant. You might think, I'm not buying a house soon, or I don't need credit right now. But your credit score is something you build years before you need it. If you wait until the day you actually need credit, it's already too late to get the best rates. A higher credit score means lower interest rates on everything: car loans, mortgages, credit cards, even certain insurance premiums. It can even affect your ability to rent an apartment. The habits that build it are simple: pay on time, keep balances low, keep accounts open longer, and avoid unnecessary new credit lines. Small actions now save you thousands later. Mistake 4 is only saving but never investing. Many people think saving money makes them responsible. And yes, saving is important, but only saving is a guaranteed way to fall behind. A savings account typically gives around 0.5% interest. Inflation averages around 3%. That means your savings lose value every single year, even if the number in your account goes up. You think you're being safe, but you're actually losing purchasing power. Investing is what grows your money. And you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to pick individual stocks. You don't need to chase trends or time the market. The simplest way to grow wealth is through broad index funds that track entire markets. Historically, these return around 7 to 10% per year over the long term. That means your money doubles roughly every 7 to 10 years, even while you're sleeping. Investing is not about being lucky, it's about being consistent. The earlier you start, the more powerful compound interest becomes. Mistake 5 is not having a budget. A lot of people think budgets are restrictive, annoying, or unnecessary. They think they'll just keep it in their head or that they know they're spending. But the truth is, people without a written budget spend about 20% more every month without even realizing it. And it makes sense. Without a map, money flows wherever your habits and impulses push it. On a $2,000 income, that's $400 wasted every month. Over a year, that's $4,800 gone. Over a decade, that's almost $50,000 lost, all because you didn't track where money was going. A budget isn't a restriction, it's a plan. It shows you where your money wants to escape before it does. It creates clarity, it reduces stress, and it gives you control over your financial direction instead of letting your spending control you. Mistake 6 is paying only the minimum on debt. This mistake destroys more wealth than almost anything else. Let me explain clearly. If you have $3,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest and you only pay the minimum payment, it will take you around 11 years to pay off that balance. And in those 11 years, you'll pay about $3,800 in interest, more than the original debt itself. So the $3,000 purchase ends up costing almost $7,000. That's how debt chains your future. The minimum payment is designed to benefit the bank, not you. It keeps you paying interest for as long as possible. The solution is to attack the highest interest debt first with everything you can. Even an extra $30 or $50 a month can significantly reduce total interest paid. Your goal is not just to pay debt, it's to eliminate the expensive part of debt, which is interest. Every month that debt sits, interest grows. Every month you attack it aggressively, interest dies. When you free yourself from high interest debt, you reclaim your future income instead of giving it to lenders. The 7th and final mistake is waiting to start. This one is the most painful because the cost is enormous. Starting late costs more than any other mistake combined. Imagine this: if you invest $200 a month starting at age 22, by age 60, you might have around $1.1 million. But if you start at 32, with the same monthly amount, you end up with around $452,000. That's a $650,000 difference just because of a 10-year delay. Not because you invested more, not because you chose better investments, simply because you started earlier. Time is the most powerful force in wealth building, and it's the one thing you cannot buy back later. Every month you delay, compound interest loses some of its magic. Many people tell themselves they'll start next year, or when things settle down, or when I have more money, but the perfect time never arrives. The people who build wealth are the ones who start anyway, even if it's a small amount. Even $20 or $50 a month makes a massive difference over decades. The habit matters more than the amount. Wealth is built by starting early. being consistent, and letting time multiply your efforts. These 7 mistakes are incredibly common, but they are also incredibly preventable. Most of the financial stress people face later in life comes from decisions they made in their 20s without realizing the consequences. But the good news is this: every single mistake on this list is fixable. None of them are permanent. None of them define your future. If you start correcting them now, even slowly, your life can change dramatically. And if you want more clear, simple, obviously explained lessons like this, subscribe. It helps the channel, and it makes sure you never miss the financial lessons that can change your entire future.